Thanks for checking out this video. So this is one of my kind of opinion pieces that I throw out there every now and then. When I see something that's in the news or on social media or just in the horror community in general that I feel like me adding my voice could help someone out there, maybe. That's a big question mark. But I just kind of wanted to weigh in from a more considered standpoint on something big that's been going on, which is why are people arguing about Halloween Kills? Now, I will say, disclaimer, I have not watched Halloween Kills. I do plan to watch it at some point, and who knows how I'll feel about it. I'm not the biggest fan of the entire Halloween franchise in the first place. I really do love the first one. I love the third one for the reason of being like so bad it's good, but other than that, I'm not super invested in it. So I do understand that there are people who feel very strongly about the franchise. But why are people arguing about it? Now, I'm not going to be validating anyone's actual argument, obviously, because I haven't seen the film. So I can't say it's good or it's not good or whatever. But the biggest issue at the heart of why people are arguing is that, well, and first of all, nobody should be arguing about a film. Now, you can have civil debates about your opinions on the film and saying, I like the film because of this, or I don't like the film because of this. And people should be able to be grown up enough to actually listen to what each other are saying and just kind of say, I see where you are coming from. This is where I am coming from, and not be mean about it. But there have been problems where people are just getting personal about it and being mean about it and saying, no, you're wrong. And that kind of speaks to one of the biggest issues that I've been seeing online in general for many years now, which is people's inability to understand the difference anymore between fact and opinion. And when that starts to come into play, that becomes the biggest factor in these types of fights, especially because we are talking about entertainment. We are literally talking about movies where pretty much everything is going to be opinion based because entertainment plays to many individuals differently. Like, if you find someone who feels exactly the same way you do about every single horror movie, that is unbelievably rare. You are going to have differences of opinion. Now, let me demonstrate for the people who need it. I'm not trying to dumb this down for the smart people watching this because there are plenty of people who understand this, but example of opinion versus fact. Fact about Halloween Kills would be there are kill scenes in Halloween Kills. That is a fact. An opinion about Halloween Kills would be the kill scenes in Halloween Kills are terrible. You see the difference there? One is stating something that everyone can agree upon as, yes, that is true, versus someone saying, this is what I personally think. Now, other people may think the same thing, but that's just a personal thing. How are the kills hitting that person in particular? They're liking them for this reason or that reason. And that speaks further to the importance of when you do or do not like something, if you're going to post about it on social media, it's very, very, very important for you to say why. It's not helpful when someone just says, I like this or I don't like this. People just go past those comments for the most part. Yes, maybe someone will see that and be like, oh, cool, this person also doesn't like it or does like it, just like me. I mean, some people enjoy that, but you're not adding to anything, and you're not, you're certainly not adding to an overall conversation about it, especially if it's something that's a little more contentious, when you're just saying, I like this or I don't like this. And especially when you're using more inflammatory terminology, like someone could post something and say, I just wasn't that big a fan of it, and then say why, versus someone saying, this film is trash, and then not saying why, or going on to say why, but using also inflammatory language. People who then liked it are more apt to read that and say, it feels kind of personal in that instance. Like, you don't need to use strong inflammatory language like that. You just need to be a little more considerate. And that's the situation of when you're online, you literally have a lot of time to think this through. So craft what you are going to put online, and also read it back to yourself to say, am I sounding like a jerk when I put this out there? Am I potentially offending people for no real reason? Especially because, like I said, this is entertainment. So this goes to another thing that I've been thinking about, especially within the realm of horror community, because I've been seeing an increase in people within the horror community fighting with one another online about films and, fandom in general. And that shouldn't be happening. And it really kills me to see that because I love the horror community. I think by and large, the horror community is really good at coming together and loving one another and being supportive of one another, because I've certainly seen a lot of that online as well. People being there for each other when people are posting and saying, "Hey, I'm having a really hard time today. Can anyone recommend, films to watch to cheer me up?" And people, in addition to giving, films that they would recommend for that, are saying, "I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling bad. Do you want to talk about it?" Things like that. Those are wonderful. Those are great. The other side of the coin is what we're dealing with right now. And I think we also need to just understand that there are people who are out there who it's usually creating accounts that aren't really tied to them as a person, who are just there to cause issues for people and try and make people feel bad just for the reason of doing that, because it makes them feel something to make someone feel bad or to get into an argument with someone. I don't understand it. I think that kind of gets to an issue in society that I've been seeing lately, which I call outrage culture, where it seems like people like to be upset about things, and that's not tied to one like type of person or group of people or political persuasion or anything. There are there are so many people from all over who play into this type of thing, where it's such a strong feeling, anger, that some people can get so wrapped into it that they don't really feel like they're living unless they're getting angry about something. Or maybe it's a situation, because I don't fully understand it, where like the highs of being not angry are higher when you spend so much time being angry, because it's such a change in emotion. But, I'm not, you know, I'm not qualified to go into those types of things and say definitively. I'm just kind of speculating on that stuff. So yeah, I mean, obviously this whole thing is my opinion, but I really just want to leave everyone with, be better at understanding the difference between fact and opinion, because your opinion is yours. And people should respect your opinion, but you should also respect that other people aren't going to share your opinion necessarily. So we should also just be good about communicating effectively, and communicating effectively includes not being a jerk, making sure you're carefully wording things, because you can't use voice inflection, when you're, talking online. And there can be misunderstandings, and there probably will still be misunderstandings from time to time, even if everything is very carefully crafted, because it's much harder to get what you mean out there if someone can't see your face and hear your inflection. So just understand that. So we should be also more open to misunderstandings as well, and kind of brushing those things off and saying, "Oh, okay, just to clarify, blah blah blah." Or if someone is saying that for you, just saying, "Oh, okay, I get it. Thank you for clarifying that." But we can debate films without arguing, without fighting. We can do that, and we should do that. And if you're one of those people who's out there just throwing out inflammatory comments, you're better than that. And I would hope that you think you're better than that, because everyone, it has the potential to be better than that. And like I said, it's really not hard to just reread what you're going to post before you post it. I know we've really gotten into a situation of like an instant satisfaction of just like going off whatever emotion you're feeling, typing something up and just sending it immediately. You may regret that. So just type it up, then reread it to yourself, take a minute to think about how it's coming off, and then either post it or don't post it based off of that. I can tell you personally, I have definitely had times where, especially on social media, I type something up, I read it back to myself, and I said, "Ugh, this doesn't sound right. I need to change this so it's not sounding so angry or sounding so stupid or sounding offensive to anyone, any of those things." So I change it. Or there have also been instances where I type something up, read it back to myself, and I say, "I just don't think I should post anything about this at all." And sometimes for me, and this is just a me thing, it just helps me to type it out and then delete it. It's kind of like it satisfies that urge to like get it out of my system. and I don't necessarily need anyone to see it. So arguing is not a sport, people. Understand that. Arguing should not be a pastime. And if you were getting so wrapped up in something like Halloween Kills and arguing with people online about it, you should probably not watch these films. It is fine, it is more than fine to watch a film, not like it, and not say anything about it. Or to watch a film, like it, and not say anything about it. Those are fine, and we should probably think about doing that more. Just saying. So hopefully this helped some people out and just thinking a little bit, but I have a feeling that the majority of people who watch this are, already have their kind of mindset on how things are, and we can talk about that. Go ahead and put your comments down there. Do you think I'm really missing something that I should really be considering about this situation? Or what are your feelings on this in general? And obviously, let's do it in a very civil manner. I love hearing other people's opinions on things because this is my opinion. Like, I can't say that I know everything about any situation. I'm just throwing this out as this is my opinion, and maybe that helps some people think through some things because I know when other people give me their opinions on things, it can really help me think through some stuff and come to a better conclusion for me personally. So hopefully that has helped out. But put some comments down there. We can talk about whatever you're looking to talk about. Also, if you can, help me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have already, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't, it's quick, painless, costs you no money. I'm not making any money doing this, so you really just be doing it to pay me back that way and join this nerdy horror community that I'm trying to create because honestly, I started this whole channel because I wanted to talk really nerdy about horror, and where I live, I can't do that. I really don't have anyone who wants to get nerdy to the level I want to with horror, and this channel's been wonderful for that. I've met some wonderful, wonderful people, and through the comments, we had some great discussion about horror stuff. So join and become a part of that. I would love for that to happen. So hit subscribe. But regardless, I do thank you for taking your time to check this video out, and until next time, keep it brutal.